Archdiocese of Chicago is a vibrant and diverse faith community. We celebrate our faith through worship, evangelization, and reaching out to the needy. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we are always delighted to welcome everyone listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago, and all who are watching our live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. We are always glad here on the Voice of Charity to have the opportunity to discuss Catholic Charities news and upcoming events. And today, we have the opportunity to discuss one of our biggest signature events of the year. It's coming up on Saturday, April the 20th, and it is called The Art of Caring. This special event is hosted by Catholic Charities Women's Board of Lake County, and we have 3 members of the Women's Board with us today to not only preview the 2024 Art of Caring, but also to talk about some of the wonderful ways that these very generous ladies support the mission of Catholic Charities throughout the year. With us are Carolyn Milligan, Gina Zisook, and Sondra Adam. Welcome, Carolyn, Gina, and Sondra.
Hi, Katie.
Hi,
Thank
Katie.
you.
So delighted to have all 3 of you with us in the studio today. Carolyn is here with me in the TV studio of the Cardinal Francis George studio, and Sondra and Gina are in the radio studio just next door. So we are all at the Archdiocese of Chicago, and so excited to talk about all the wonderful work that you do in Lake County to help Catholic Charities clients as they strive for greater self-sufficiency in their lives. Carolyn, can we start off with you? Can you please remind our audience what the mission is of the Women's Board of Lake County?
Thanks, Katie. It's so nice to be here. Honestly, the mission, which was started over 30 years ago by our founding members, continues. It's the same every year. We have volunteer opportunities that we give to our board members. We support all of the programs in Lake County, the regional offices there. We have our fundraiser that we do every year, the Art of Caring, which is our signature event. And then raising awareness, among our neighbors and letting them know that there is a need. There is a huge need in Lake County, and it's an ongoing need that we need to be there to fill and help these people.
It's so inspiring when I have been in meetings with you ladies, because you're very busy ladies, and many work outside the home, and those who don't are involved in numerous philanthropic organizations, but you're so dedicated, you're so committed to the mission of Catholic Charities, and I just am so inspired by the way that you continue that. You start in September every year, right? And
yes.
Then conclude in May of every year?
Yes. So our calendar year goes September through May. We have our opening meeting in September, our closing lunch in May. It's a great group of women, and like you said, they're incredibly dedicated. They have other jobs, other boards that they serve on, but I think, Catholic Charities of Lake County touches on pretty much everything, and anybody that has an interest in helping in any avenue can come onto our board, and they can get involved. They can get involved with veterans, senior citizens. They can get involved with children aging out of foster care. We have our diaper depot. There's so many programs. It's one-stop shop, I always say. And the women on the board are so dynamic, and they love helping with these programs. So yeah, we have a great board.
And they're so talented. These women have so many skills and there's different committees on your board that they can all contribute to, right?
Absolutely, all different types of committees we have, and we started the Welcome Home program, which we're going to hear about later. Gina and Sondra are going to talk about that. That is a program that we started ourselves on the board to help with families going into apartments, children aging out of foster care. We help, and Gina will talk about that. I'm not going to get to the details and steal their thunder, but yes, we have so many women across so many different professional careers as well that help. Publicity, we have fabulous people there, so it's a great dynamic board of women, and it's amazing.
Well, and you do a phenomenal job as president. I've been fortunate to witness a couple of your board meetings, and you're just a gift to the group, I will say that.
Well, thanks, Katie. I didn't think I'd have to be on this live TV, so that was one thing that did not have in my job description, so that was a little scary, but I'm here, so thank you. I do want to spread the word, and I do appreciate having the opportunity to do that for our board.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about this Art of Caring that's coming up on Saturday, April 20th. As you said, it's your signature event, and it gathers wonderful, very kind-hearted people all over Cook and Lake counties in support of Catholic Charities. Can you tell us some details about this special event?
Yeah, so our event is going to be at a beautiful historic club on Green Bay Road in the heart of Lake Forest. We have a different location pretty much every year for this event. We had taken a couple years off for COVID, so this is the second year that we're doing it since COVID. We have a beautiful band, we have a live auction, we have our paddle raise, and we'll have a film that will show, all the different programs in Lake County and what the money is supporting. So we have businesses in Lake County and Cook County that do help and contribute, and it's a very well-known event and very, well attended, and it's a very fun event. So it's our signature fundraiser. We've been doing it 30 plus years. It's evolved a little bit, but I think, I think it's a blast, and I think if people can come and see what we're all about, they will not be disappointed.
Well, and for anybody who's interested in learning more about the Art of Caring, we invite you to go to CatholicCharities.net/enable-our-work/attend an event. And there's registration opportunities, there's sponsorship opportunities still available, and you can also purchase your tickets right there. And so we'll show that again, a couple times here during the show today. But it really is a fabulous event, and we're so grateful for the teamwork that goes into putting this together. It's I know you've got support from my wonderful colleagues in the Institutional Advancement Department, but you ladies each take committees and run with them as well, right, Carolyn?
We do. And we have women that are table captains, we have women that are doing the auction piece, we have women that are doing entertainment piece and decorations. So it takes a village, and we all come together, and it ends up in culminating in a gorgeous night. Everyone has a great time. It's not to be missed, honestly. I think people, I've had nothing but wonderful feedback from years past and how much fun people have had. And it really gives you an education about what Lake County, the programs available, and how far the reaches are in those programs. It's amazing.
Well, and our live stream is showing some photos from last year's Art of Caring. And I have to say that in my involvement at Catholic Charities, each year that I see these photos and attend the event, I see a younger crowd. It's a wonderful mix of folks who've come to Art of Caring for a number of years, and this is a great opportunity in the spring to gather with their friends and support at Catholic Charities. But you are drawing a lot of younger people too, who are learning about the mission of Catholic Charities and starting to become committed themselves, right, Carolyn?
Absolutely. I think so many of us have had our children come along and help. Our theme this year is the power of giving, inspiring the next generation, and is the legacy of our board. We have a lot of family members, younger, our children, our grandchildren, some of our grandchildren now, that are getting involved, that have seen us do this work over the past 20-some years, and they want to be involved. And it is an inspiring thing to see these children come up and these young adults come up, and we are expecting a nice young group this year. So, yes.
Well, I think they see the impact that you're making in the lives of so many people in Lake County, and they want to be a part of that as well. It's really wonderful.
Absolutely, yes.
Earlier in the program, Carolyn, you mentioned there as the Women's Board starts every September, there's different projects, initiatives that they own and generously contribute to from September to May at Catholic Charities, throughout the year, including Christmas gifts for some of our families who are struggling, and volunteer opportunities in our 2 Lake County regional offices. Yeah. But one program that we really would like to highlight today here is called the Welcome Home Project. It is such a special project, and Gina and Sondra have been leading this project for a number of years. And so I'd like to turn to them if I can, and please ask Gina to start us off and tell us a little bit about the Welcome Home Project. What are its goals, and how did you first get involved?
Well, I got involved. My neighbor, of course, came down the street and said, "Oh, can you help me with something?" She had been a volunteer at the office in Waukegan at the reception desk, and she noticed that these people were working with the caseworkers and getting their first apartments, and they didn't have very much. And she would go home and clean out her closets and bring stacks of quarters to young gentlemen that were aging out of foster care, and they didn't even have quarters to do their laundry. So she started it, and it was Colleen Bowman, and she called me one day and she said, "I need help. Can you come and help me?" So I got involved with her, and it just spiraled into a sheet of paper that we give to each caseworker with about 40 different items listed, from kitchen items to bedding to bathroom items to cleaning items and laundry baskets. And we ask each caseworker, when they work with the client to get them their first apartment, they check off their top 10 items, and then we go to work and try to provide these items for them. So it's spiraled into about 80 families every year. We don't end in May when the Women's Board ends. We go all summer long. We go 12 months a year. And it's become quite a huge event for our Women's Board. And it's get in there and get your hands dirty and work. My garage has been shelved in, and I have all my everything is in my garage that we need or that we collect. And people give us gently used items. They give us brand new items. They give us gift cards and cash. We shop, and we end up providing each family with the basic things that they need to have to open their own home and have a beautiful place.
It's one of the most Christian projects I've ever heard of at Catholic Charities, where you selfless women drop everything when you hear that someone is moving from a shelter to an apartment, and you pretty much get notice and you get to work within hours and often maybe a day or two, but often hours before that you have noticed that this person's moving into an apartment. And I have to say, Gina, your leadership has been so important to the success of this program, as well as yours has, Sondra. May I ask when you got involved and what you like to do in the program? Is there a certain aspect of it that is especially enjoyable for you?
Well, Gina and I were just talking about this. I think I started helping her 5 years ago, and it really started out slowly. I heard that she was doing this with Colleen and oftentimes footing the cost of these items, and I said, we can do better. There are many women who would like to contribute to this endeavor, and we started with just a small inventory of towels and sheets and pots and pans. And as Gina mentioned, we have now quite a nice system of shelving that she and I built, I will add. And so we start with an inventory of what's already there, and then kind of go down the list of what the case workers deliver to us. And if it's a family, it could be a single mom with 3 kids. We've had single parents with 5 kids, and we just have to fill in the best we can. One of the very most important things that everyone gets a brand new pillow. That's really important, when you finally have a bed to call your own, that you have a pillow to put your head down on. So I'll go shopping. I go to garage sales. I'll go to the dollar store, wherever we need to pick up the items we need. It's just been a tremendous opportunity to spread a little grace.
And our women all contribute. Everyone contributes. And as we've grown and come up in the times, I'm really not very good on the computer. We have gone to Venmo, and the women will Venmo me money. And all I have to do is put out a text, and they all just jump in. And so in a day or two, we provide everything that these people need to have get settled in their first apartment.
And I just can't imagine how delighted these folks are as they walk into this apartment and see it beautifully furnished with the things that they've selected on their list because of the generosity of the wonderful Women's Board of Lake County. If you ladies will please bear with us, we're going to take a break here on the Voice of Charity, and when we return, we're going to continue our conversation with the Women's Board members of Lake County and the Art of Caring, which their special signature event coming up on April 20th. Please stay tuned.
Community is core to Catholic Charities' founding mission. For more than 100 years, we have met people and families where they are, serving anyone in need, regardless of their faith, gender, race, or ethnicity. As our world absorbs the economic, political, and social aftershocks of the pandemic, 50% or more of the 6 million people living in Cook and Lake counties have little or no savings. They are a paycheck away from zero. We are deeply grateful to everyone in the Catholic Charities community who partners with us to alleviate the suffering of the people we serve and offer them a better path forward. We are witnessing a message of mercy and hope to a world very much in need. Learn more at CatholicCharities.net.
This is year 44 for me teaching. When I started here, there were teachers here that had taught me when I was a student. Now I'm the old person. Right now, I teach junior high math. I love when kids find what I'm teaching to be fun and they get it. I see that light bulb go off and it's a thrill. People are always amazed. What? You're here for 44 years? It's hard for me to believe, frankly. I love what I do. Every summer I think, oh, I miss the classroom. Even on the weekends, I think I can't wait to get back on Monday and teach those quadratic equations.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and it is my great pleasure today to be here with 3 members of Catholic Charities Women's Board of Lake County. They are among the most dynamic, generous women I think I've ever met. They are so committed to the mission of Catholic Charities, and they quietly but effectively fulfill that mission in a myriad of ways every single year, starting in September with regular meetings, concluding in May, and their signature event through that season is the Art of Caring every April. So we're here to talk about that Art of Caring. It's coming up on Saturday, April the 20th. And those who are interested in learning more and possibly seeking a sponsorship or purchasing tickets, we invite you to go to CatholicCharities.net/enableourwork/attend an event. And you'll see all the information there about this very elegant, beautiful evening in support of Catholic Charities on April the 20th. But I also am so thrilled just to have this opportunity to talk more with you 3 ladies. And I wonder, just pulling back a little bit from the Art of Caring and the Welcome Home project that we talked about, I just wonder if you could each share with me, some other projects that you've worked on at Catholic Charities and maybe some clients that you've met through the years that, may have made an impact on you. Sondra, may I start with you?
Let's see, the first thing that comes to my head is helping with a senior supper actually up in the Round Lake location. I thought it was a wonderful opportunity for seniors who may be living alone to have a place to come together for a meal and have community. And I wasn't sure what I was getting into, but I helped serve dinner and clean up, and it was really a tremendous example of the work that Catholic Charities does for a group of people that I think often get forgotten. And that's something I'll never forget.
Beautifully said, Sondra. And how about you, Gina?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. I guess it's working with the caseworkers and talking about the families that we're helping. And they give me a little story about each client that we are assisting, whether they've been living in their car, or living in someone's basement, the children, what's been going on, whether they've had some health issues. So hearing those stories, and then occasionally we do meet the clients. We can't go to their homes ourselves, but we will meet them when they come to pick up items. And the caseworkers are wonderful, and there's a wonderful young man that works at the Waukegan office, and he came to me one day because he always helps me unload my car when I bring things, and he said, you know, it's really great what you're doing. He said, I grew up in PADS, and don't ask me what PADS stands for, but he said, I was homeless, and we lived in a hotel room for a while, and when I see you bringing things, it really touches my heart, you know, that I was in that situation too once. So it's, you know, it is touching.
And oftentimes at Catholic Charities, those who have been assisted in the past oftentimes do want to give back later, don't they, Gina?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. And then how about you, Carolyn? I know that, you know, in your leadership role, you are coordinating monthly meetings, and you're making sure everybody knows about when Gina and Sondra need assistance with the Welcome Home Project. You know, is there special memory that you might want to share about your involvement with Catholic Charities that's especially memorable for you?
Well, I will say their Christmas gift program is fabulous. And I don't know if the viewers don't realize how large that program is, but we have a warehouse that we rent out every year. And typically we hand out 16 to 17,000 presents. This is a huge undertaking. I have been involved in that for years. And going to the warehouse, this cold warehouse, seeing all the volunteers that are there for 2 weeks, you know, working tirelessly, and then seeing the clients pick up the gifts. One time I handed out the gifts to grandparents that came to pick up for their children and their grandchildren, and you know, the tears and the thank yous, and it was so touching. It is such a truly amazing undertaking that these people do, and to do this all during the holidays, and they give up all their family time and all their time to prepare for their own holidays. It's amazing, and it's not easy work. So that to me is one of the reasons I did get involved in Catholic Charities, to see that dedication and the people that work for Catholic Charities and how fabulous they are. It's heartwarming. They're wonderful people to be around.
Well, and you're sharing details about the Lake County Christmas gift program, and you probably won't share this because you're a very humble lady, but another project that the Women's Board does is during that Christmas gift program, they provide lunch to all the volunteers. Yes. So they quietly, selflessly, Gina and Sondra and Carolyn, as well as all of their committee members, work together to provide lunch in a real crunch time of about 2 or 3 weeks, right, in December,
yes,
as the Christmas gift program is in full swing. And so, again, you know, I just really give the Women's Board so much credit for knowing what is necessary, what is the most helpful, and then always stepping up to provide it. And I have to say, attending some of your meetings, you are a very accomplished group of women, but you're also such wonderful friends. You know, sometimes you all, you know, talk to each other as if you're sisters. And I just wanted to see if I could go around with the three of you and hear what your thoughts are just about being part of this Women's Board. Carolyn, can I start with you?
It's wonderful. It really is. And when I stepped up to be president, and I was really hesitant because I don't like to public speak. I don't enjoy that. I was so nervous about my first meeting in September. I showed up, and the amount of people that came to support me, you know, even some people that I don't know that well, just to support the new president and to be there and to say, we are going to be there for you and whatever you need, was so amazing. So it is such a lovely group of women. I can't say enough about them. It has given me, you know, so much of an uplift to do this, just to be in their company and the company of, like I said, all the workers through Catholic Charities. It's been fantastic.
Well, you do a phenomenal job as president. And you know, I think your leadership maybe adds that optimism, adds that feel good, you know, atmosphere across the room. Thanks, saw it
Katie.
Myself.
Thank you, Katie.
How about you, Sondra? You know, do you have any special thoughts or feelings about just being part of that Women's Board? May I ask how many years you've been part of it?
7, maybe. I'm not quite sure, honestly. Honestly, I do know that when a dear friend of mine asked me to join, I said to her, I don't have time for one more lunch, so I really want to do something. And that is something that I am really proud of and want people to know that are interested perhaps in joining this board. This is a group of people that are doers, and there's so much need in Lake County. And I'm going to paraphrase one of the founders. As Carolyn mentioned, this board has been around for over 30 years. And one of the women said something to the effect, there are a lot of things that separates the North Shore from Waukegan, that is where the Catholic Charities office is, but distance is not one of them. And that really has always resonated with me, that within less than 20 minutes, there's a whole population and a community of people who are really just needing a little bit of assistance. And if we can do that, and the Welcome Home program has been really successful and in helping in the small way that we do, then I feel like we have to make an effort.
Beautifully said. And you, Gina?
Well, I got involved. I lived in California, and when I moved back here, my aunt, who was in her 90s and was one of the original founders, said to me, "You have to come to a meeting. You have to get involved." So that's how I started it. But I like to get up every morning, and I say 4 things to the Lord. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I have intentions in my day, and may I give and receive gratitude. And I think we are so lucky and fortunate, and it's just by luck that we have beautiful homes and good jobs and lots of things, and there's luck that some people do not have, and they just don't have what we have. So I feel really fortunate that we can give back to them.
I can really tell by the comments of all 3 of you that faith plays a big role in your involvement with the Women's Board, doesn't it, Carolyn?
Absolutely.
And you as well, Sondra.
Absolutely.
And so if anybody in our audience is interested in learning more about being part of the Women's Board, Carolyn, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
They can go onto our website, and I think
Yeah, at CatholicCharities.net, right?
At CatholicCharities.net,
Right.
yes. And then they can also reach out to me individually too.
Yeah.
So Milligan M at Comcast.net, and you can reach out to me, Carolyn, and we can, give you more information, and I will personally call you back.
Wonderful. Yeah, here's our page on the Catholic Charities website that tells more about the Women's Board, and we invite anybody in the audience who wants to learn more to reach out to Carolyn and just find there's a niche for everybody, right? In this Women's Board. Welcome.
Yes,
welcome
100%.
To all.
Yes.
Yes. And then before we run out of time, can I just ask all 3 of you ladies, maybe if anybody in the audience is interested, has never attended the Art of Caring, what would you say to them? Carolyn, can I start with you?
Well, I would say if you really want to be around a group of really warm, welcoming, lovely people and enjoy dance, and do something worthwhile for the community and people that are in need, then you will love coming to this event.
Wonderfully said. And Gina?
Oh, it's a beautiful party. We dress up, we have fun, and last year we danced, and I think they had to kick us out of the place. So, so it's fun. We have a good time.
That's always the sign of a good party, right?
Yeah, right.
And how about you, Sondra? Anything to add to that?
Just that it's a great pleasure and privilege to be able to spread the goodwill and good works that Catholic Charities does. So please come and sponsor or help celebrate the Art of Caring.
So Carolyn, Gina, and Sondra, we are so grateful to each of you for all that you continue to do to help fulfill the mission of Catholic Charities. You are incredibly gracious, generous, accomplished ladies, and we are honored to partner with you in the work of helping people in Cook and Lake counties. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
You, Katie.
Our pleasure.
And thank you for giving us a sneak peek into the Art of Caring. Again, to learn more about the Art of Caring event and to purchase your tickets, we invite you to please visit CatholicCharities.net/enableurourwork/attend an event. And all the links will be there, and we encourage you to attend. And we invite you back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann, and we thank you so much for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.